Hi, my name is Chris Melnick, and I'm an award-winning realtor in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I've even been featured on CBC, CTV, and Saltwire. You may have come across my collection of detailed real estate videos on YouTube, or what's widely considered the best feature listing video in the province. But more than likely, if you're watching this video, you may be looking for someone to help you buy or sell a home. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my experiences and how I provide value to my clients. To cut to the chase, I have extensive experience in construction, commercial brokerage, residential brokerage, and development. I am one of, if not the only realtor in Atlantic Canada who has rewired and plumbed an entire home, framed an addition, roof, tile, drywalled, and installed moldings, windows, doors, all permitted and inspected under my name. I'm also one of the few realtors that can say they've been able to generate millions of dollars in excess of the otherwise market rate just by the way they pitch the property. Now, most people would say that sounds fairly outlandish, but it's true, and I'm going to tell you how I got there. To begin my story, from the age of 13, I started working in construction, first with a concrete crew in Vancouver, BC. Then throughout high school, I worked in different capacities alongside many different tradespeople, including finishing carpenters, framers, painters, electricians, and plumbers. As I went into university for finance, I started my own painting business that I worked at during my downtime. I was regularly working 10 to 15-hour days and was able to eventually work my way up to being completely booked and only working on million-dollar or multi-million-dollar homes in North and West Vancouver. Then, I began working as a project coordinator for a high-end home builder. I coordinated fixing the deficiencies and helped coordinate the schedules of the trades. At that time, these homes were worth right around $1.5 million. Then I received my real estate license, and in 2015 started working for Cushman & Wakefield in commercial real estate. I got my start with cold calling and would cold call all day, and eventually it led to clients that were 8- and 9-figure individuals, and even West Group, one of the top developers in Vancouver. I was the youngest, newest agent to get a client that high profile at the company. Soon after, because of my track record and reputation, another developer client offered to bring me on as their in-house leasing manager for a very exclusive project now referred to as the Richmond Sports Mall. I took an active role in strategic planning, and I'd often meet with inspectors, engineers, and financiers. After hundreds of hours of cold calling, we secured the anchor tenants we needed. And these rents were record-breaking for the area. If you're wondering if it's possible to cold call and negotiate to generate millions of dollars in profits, yes it is. I did it. The Business Examiner did a nice article that mentioned the project. I'll put a link in the description. After the success of the development project, I wanted a new challenge and change. So I moved to Hamilton, Ontario, and bought the roughest century home in the area. My plan was to do nearly all the renovations on the home myself. And for a period of just over a year, I spent every day working on the home and the nights reading up on building code, electrical code, and plumbing code. In Ontario, homeowners are allowed to do all that work themselves and have it permitted and inspected as long as it's to the same standards as a contractor, plumber, or electrician. The scope of this project was one of the most extensive for a home of its type in the city. Only 5 original full-length studs were kept in the entire home. The exterior remained looking old, but the interior would be completely up to modern standards. The roof structure was also largely removed and rebuilt. Nearly all the trades jobs were done by my dad and I when he had flown in to help me. Then I became a realtor again in Nova Scotia, and quickly I made good use of my past experiences, because when you have extensive construction experience, it's very easy to advise people on what to look for in a home, be it resale or new construction. I can very easily read building plans because I've built from them before. And because of my success in marketing and pitching properties, I was able to create marketing campaigns such as this website and feature video, 446 Austria Lake Road. Because at the end of the day, homes have stories, and these stories add value. But these stories are not often told in typical listings. It's usually just the 50 or so pictures and a paragraph, which is okay for cookie-cutter homes, but high-end homes need their stories told to maximize their value. It's just like antiques or works of art. The physical object is worth a certain amount, but the real premium comes from the history, the story, or the person who created it. So I created a script, hired a model, a voiceover actress,
surrounded by a landscaped haven,
and used CGI to tell that story. And it's that story that made the buyers fall in love with that house. And that's what made that home have the highest selling price on that street in the history of MLS. And that street's over 14 kilometers long, and half of the homes are oceanfront. I'll put links to both that video and the making of that video in the description. It was a challenge, but we put the work in and we got the results. If you're interested in working with me to buy or sell a home in Halifax, feel free to contact me. My contact information is in the description. Goodbye.